Welcome back, friends and fellow adventurers, to episode 18 of Cogged, a real play RPG podcast. Let's get straight to the point this week and ask the players, what is your character's favorite childhood memory?
Hi, this is Alex Groves. I play Aegard the Firbolg Druid. That too. His favorite childhood memory is spending time with his great-grandfather before he passed on. Aegard's great-grandfather was the archdruid of his group of Firbolg. So just spending time, he was an important leader within the group, but he always made time for Aegard. And Aegard just remembers that. And learned, even as a young age, learned a lot. And his passing did a lot that pushed Aegard towards ended up leaving his people. Because that strong connection he had with him, he didn't necessarily have with his parents as well. So it made it a little bit easier to move on.
Oh, gosh. Hi, this is Jessica Reed. I play Kadie, a dragonborn fighter. Her favorite childhood memory, I would say, is probably running around the poppy fields with Nissas whenever she was... Probably running around the poppy fields with Nissus just in her downtime. I don't fucking know. Keep that. All right, go.
Hey guys, it's Connor Joyner. I play Bone Ironmane, the lead and ranger. His fondest childhood memory would have to be learning how to shoot his bow, or learning how to shoot the bow with his mom, because his dad was always gone with the blood hunters. His mom actually taught him how to shoot before she was killed during the Pride Wars.
God, these got dark.
Mine wasn't dark at all.
It's
a happy memory of my grandfather.
I'm just being real today.
Yeah.
Before he passed, though.
I got you. I like that one.
But now, however, his dad did teach him how to use the swords, so it balances out a bit.
Was it a magical sword or?
No.
He left it on the ship.
I knew that's where you were
I knew
going.
that was going to come back to bite me.
Oh, that's good.
My turn, I guess. Hi, I'm Reggie Morris. I play Brakka Ultim, the Kobold Artificer. Brakka's fondest childhood memory is when he created his first elixir. It was just a small rejuvenation potion.
Nice. I would have thought it would be poison spray, honestly.
You got to start somewhere.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Last episode, we left off as the party had all met Alfred, and all had different reactions to what appears to be the party's newest ally. We resume as Kadie is searching for Brakka out of concern after her conversation with Aegard. Ibron and Brilla have returned to the house to find Brakka there flipping through the pages in his hand in disbelief. There's nothing on the pages that you wrote down.
Okay. Well, now I'm going to pull out the notebook.
Okay.
Is there still stuff in the notebook?
Still stuff in the notebook.
Okay. Well,
Can't be copied.
yeah, okay. Good. Could I like... So are those things like... I don't remember. I never look. I just copied them real quick, so I don't know what I copied. So I was gonna flip through the notebook real quick to see if I can see if those things that I copied.
Yeah, make an investigation check on the notebook.
Okay. 15.
So, as you're flipping through, you are kind of looking for the stuff that you copied, but something else catches your eye. Very similar schematics to that mask that you have are in this notebook. Not exact, but very similar.
Brakka would probably skim past it, but then turn back to it really quickly.
Okay, so you go past it at first, and you land on a page of something that you did copy.
Okay.
And Brakka kind of pauses for a second and then flips back, realizing that he saw where the mask was, but keeps his spot in the book with one of his fingers. And as you get back, you see that the mask that you have appears to be altered. The first one did not have any type of air cleansing abilities, as you're reading through the notes, it had an ability to for dark vision built into the mask. And as you start to study that page and look around, it is the original version of that mask goes with I don't want to say a set of armor, but it essentially is more of a raven-like cloak that it goes with. And as you're thumbing through, you read that these are artifacts that have to do with, and it has deity ? Next to it.
Okay. Brakka will like be very taken aback by seeing that. But and you said again that the mask that Cormier has is just an altered version, essentially, like where the notes are. It's like an altered version.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess he'll real quick before putting it up, look at the thing he was holding or the other page he was looking at.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
The other pages that you had copied stuff down?
Or no, the one page that like.
Okay, so you flip back to it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All the writing is there. Everything that you copied is in that book. It's just not on the page that you copied
Okay.
over.
Brakka will very quickly put it back in his bag of holding. He'll just mess with the mask again. Just take it apart and, just look at all the pieces and once again compare it to the schematics and like just try to have a more better understanding of it.
As you put that book away, Brilla and Ibron come through the door, and Brilla walks over and starts to get a cup of tea. There's just enough for like two of them to have half, and she takes a little sip and sets it on the counter by the door. And she looks at you and she just says, Brakka, right?
Why? What?
Do you need anything?
No.
Do you know if any of your elixirs maybe like melt or fuse things together?
Sure.
I was just thinking if we
not fuse. I mean, I have acid.
I was just thinking if we could find a way to like fuse the wood, or not necessarily with nails because those fall apart over time. I just thought maybe there'd be something where we could kind of fuse them together, but it's not a big deal. I just thought maybe it would be one of your expertise.
Oh, like mend it together? No, I don't do that.
Yeah,
sort of
kind
thing.
of.
I don't do that sort of thing.
No, it was just a thought.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
Just if you need any food or anything to drink.
No. Or didn't you say something about there being meat somewhere? Like,
Yes, if you go, if you step just out here around the corner, there is a small little hut set up that you should be able to get whatever you need from.
okay. Brakka will go there. He'll go to like that area and then he'll just kind of just begin walking just away from the area, just so he's to him as far away from the dragon as he can be.
Mm-hmm.
Like probably I guess like as close to the border of the farm he can get, or like just leaving the farm period, just so he can think for a little bit on his own.
Okay. You walk out of the house and kind of go around the corner. As this happens, Kadie and Aegard are approaching the house.
Aegard wasn't with me.
Yeah, I was with her.
Oh, I thought you were following her after she took off.
Afterwards, yeah, but it's
Right.
a few minutes after you.
Oh, I just assumed you guys were a good pace away from each other, but both.
No,
had
because I had that whole
conversations.
conversation with Alfred about finding the pigs and that sort of thing.
Gotcha. So, as you're approaching, Brakka disappears around the corner of the house and starts to go in the opposite direction.
Brakka. And I'm just like following him until I catch up.
What? I'm still walking.
Are you okay? Aegard just showed me Alfred. And he said that he had introduced you earlier and then that you seemed upset, and I wanted to make sure that you were okay.
Sure.
Are you okay?
No, but it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Not really. What else are we doing today?
I think we were just helping Brilla. I don't think we had any other plans really. I just now this has come about, so I don't know what this means. I didn't stay around and ask what he was doing here.
I mean, you can go back, I guess. I'll be fine.
Okay, are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will go see what else needs to be done and what's going on, because I don't know.
Did Aegard say, or did Alfred, when I was there, say anything about the stones? I think he did, right?
Aegard did.
Oh, Aegard did. Okay. Brakka will just say, the dragon wants the stones for whatever reason.
Yeah, they mentioned something about that. I just was more focused on the fact that they were there. So I'll go get some more information, and I mean, as long as you're okay.
Dragon just lands in front, eats Brakka.
Oh my god.
He's just looking for the pigs. He's invisible, but he's not silent.
Yeah, I'll be okay. I just need to gather myself for a little bit.
Okay.
Tell Aegard I said sorry, by the way.
Okay.
I said something I didn't mean.
You know, I'm going to be honest, it may have been warranted at the time, so I will let him know that you apologize, though.
Okay.
And then Kadie will let Brakka go on. I don't want to pressure him to have me around if he's kind of wanting his space. And I will turn around and go towards Aegard.
You say Aegard's probably approaching the house at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say as you come back around the house from talking to Brakka, Aegard's getting ready to walk into the house.
Aegard,
Yes,
you need to now tell me what's going on. I don't understand.
I've explained it. Alfred is from the Feywild. The hags stole the stones from his family. He's here to retrieve them. And we're going to help him. He's going to help us.
And when did you meet him?
As I said before, late last night.
You didn't listen to anything you said.
No, I understand.
And you think that we can trust him? Just like that. We don't know anything about him. We don't know anything about these stones. Mm-hmm. And you upset Brakka.
I'm sorry to hear he is upset. I know he walked away. It seemed like he was upset. I admit I probably did not handle that the best way. I thought it would be funny and nice for him to meet a dragon that is as kind and friendly as Alfred is. But, he did not think so, and I will apologize to him when I see him again.
I mean, he did seem kind of nice. I just, with everything that's been going on lately, we trusted these wizards to go down into a cave, and then all of a sudden we're getting attacked by everything, and then they kidnapped Ibron, and we had to go hunt him down, and then we find out that one of them was a hag, and how do we know we're supposed to trust him? How do we know? How do we know it's going to be okay?
I just assume that it will be.
You just assume? You're just okay with that?
I am okay with this, yes. I have a feeling that he is here to help, and
Brakka says he's sorry for whatever he said. And then Kadie just goes into the house to make some more calming tea.
As you walk into the house, you see that there is a cup of the tea sitting by the door,
Yeah, she grabs
sitting on the
that.
counter.
Just
Yeah, and just chugs it.
just take a shot.
Eats the cup as well.
Can I make a perception check to see if I heard that conversation?
Yeah. I wouldn't think you guys were having it very quiet. I mean,
Oh,
you
no,
you were a
Katie
little
wouldn't be
frustrated.
Aegard almost said something, but he did not.
9.
9, you don't hear it. Oh, in that case, Aegard said.
What did Evorgos want to say?
Nothing.
Okay,
He did
we'll
not.
leave it at that.
He did not say it.
Yeah, no, with a 9, you didn't hear. You heard voices, but you couldn't make out the actual words. You just knew that they were having a conversation. You could make out that it was most likely Kadie and Aegard. But outside of that, you didn't hear any exacts that were said.
And I'm sure she enters the house extra stompy.
What do you mean over there?
So Kadie walks in, downs
Yes,
that
she
tea,
just walks in.
downs the tea that was on the counter
Does
right
down
there.
the tea though.
And Brilla's here, correct? So
Well,
he-
Brilla she's in the back room, but you hear her rummaging around stuff, and she comes back out and she says, what do you guys think caused the damage to the well?
Well, funny enough, Aegard, would you like to explain?
I would be happy to explain. So, Brilla, we found out what did some of the damage here.
Okay.
Not on purpose.
Okay. Was it
No better way to put this. There's a dragon here
what?
from the Feywild. He's very friendly. His name is Alfred. You'll meet him later. And he actually was here when the 3 wizards showed up again and was actually trying to get your animals to get away as they were going after your animals.
She kind of stumbles and catches her balance on a chair and just kind of leans on it. And she's like, so there's a good dragon here?
Oh, there are actually, from what I understand, many good dragons. Not all dragons are evil. But he is young. The hags that we mentioned stole some stones from his family back in the Feywild. He followed them here to retrieve them. That is what has damaged your land and some of the other land. Or this special stone that should not exist here in this world. So he's here. He's going to help. He's actually out looking for your pigs now. He's the one who found the 4th cow this morning. So he's been helping us
Okay.
find your animals. So hopefully we'll have your pigs, or at least some of your pigs, back soon. And we'll continue to fix the pen. We'll fix the door to the barn. And we should be good today, and we'll be on our way tomorrow.
As you were saying, we'll fix the pen and the door to the barn. She has turned and walked in the other room and comes back while you're still finishing the sentence with a box. And she says, I'm sorry. I was stuck. What do these stones look like?
God, they're purple blue, right? Kind of. Yeah,
Yeah,
I describe the stone to her.
This might help. And she kind of hands you a box.
How big is the box?
It's
What's in the box?
It's roughly like, it's a 12 inches long and like 10 inches deep. So it's close to a square, but more of a rectangle. As you open it, she holds it out. Does somebody take it?
Yeah, Aegard takes it.
As you take it, she says, "This is a box that my grandmother came across years ago on this farm. She claimed that it had a stone in it. I feel like I remember it when I was a child that there was a stone in it, but one day it was gone. And she kind of hands you the box. She says, I don't know if this will help or anything, but this was buried on our property, according to my grandmother. And she holds the box out.
I open it. It's empty.
You open the box. Mm-hmm. The box is empty. However, make a perception check on the box.
That is a natural 20 plus 8.
So as you open this box, you notice that it is lined with this very similar material to what Alfred has in his bag. Mm-hmm. It looks like it's almost like a fabric that is laced with lead to stop anything from coming out of it.
Right.
And as you kind of feel it and push it and you start to move it, you notice that this fabric comes out. And so as you kind of pull on it and pull it apart, you see that beneath the fabric, there is a symbol of the Sisters of the Night.
Okay.
She says, this was buried on our property, according to my grandmother, a long time ago. She found it. Weird things were happening at the time, and we thought nothing of it. This was buried at the property that we had in Evorgos. So this was a very long time ago. This was close to the Golden Fang Forest, which my grandmother was the one that told me the tales of the different types of creatures and strange beings.
Yes.
That all kind of start to align with these horror stories I've heard about what's going on in Evorgos.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Do you need to keep this box? Can we?
No, if it helps you, then I think it's something maybe you guys should hold on to.
Well, I don't know if the box itself, the lining comes out, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like fabric, basically. But
yeah, it's like a fabric that has kind of like lead.
Yeah. So the box we do not need. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. This will come in very handy. And I, show her and he basically rolls it up and tucks it into his.
She kind of nods. She's like, "Oh,
gear.
No problem."
But do not worry, because there is no actual dragon threat like we thought briefly there might be.
Okay.
He is, again, you should probably meet him later, but he's here to help, and we will help him. And I think that's it.
Okay. Well, I am going to go out and finish the pig pen.
Okay.
So she leaves. She walks out. You guys are all in there for about 10, 15 seconds. I don't know. Do one of you guys want to start a conversation? Or are you guys talking or...
Kadie had her calming tea, so she's very zen right now.
Ibron, I'm going to go and see if I can fix the barn door. It's off its hinge, so we probably need to help out with that. And then I'm going to try to replace the beam for the back door to get the barn in order.
I'll go see if I can find a good beam to fix that. So that's what I'm going to go do.
Great. Kadie, I don't know if what you'd like to do, but if maybe you want to help Brilla or whatever else.
Continue to help Brilla with the pen, and hopefully we can get that finished.
So Aegard looks around. Did Brakka take the bag of holding with him?
Yeah.
As you start to look around, you hear a scream and then a thud. You hear Brilla scream, and then you hear a thud.
And Aegard rushes out.
Brilla is laying down, passed out, and as you look towards the pig pens, you see a pig in the air.
Yep.
Floating towards the pens and getting set down.
That tracks. Alfred, you found one. Fantastic. Thank you.
3! And as you look
3.
over, there's no gates. So they're kind of roaming, but they're all around it. Like they're not running and they're not scared. He's like, I got 3 of them.
Wow.
And he says it in Sylvan.
Yes. Thank you. And, well, this is Brilla.
Oh, is
This person on the ground.
is everybody like super excited to see me, or
Very
am I just reading
excited
this?
to see you. Very excited. Here, let's get her off to the side, and Aegard will pick her up and kind of lean her up against the house.
So as you go to do that, you see like Alfred lands next to you and drops his invisibility and just like puts his paw.
Claw.
Claw. Yeah.
Well, no, not his claw. He doesn't want to dig into her. It's more the meaty part of his hand that he gets underneath her and just kind of helps you like over to the house. But like keeps his hands back like this, trying to keep his claws from touching her and like set her down. He's like,
Yep.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
It is okay. Do not worry.
But there's 3 of them over there, and you see as he points, there's no finger pointed out.
Yes.
It's just still like together. He has his phantom fingers.
I got you. That's great. Maybe let's go ahead and get this pen fixed first, then, since we are. Do you know if there are any other pigs out there that we can possibly...
There are at least 4 more that I was following. I scared them, but I scared them this direction at least. They were going like the wrong way. They were headed towards Evorgos, so I scared them back.
Can you get them yourself, or do you need assistance?
Can you do that trick you did with the cows?
I can.
That might be helpful.
How big do I feel as though I could get on Alfred's back?
You probably couldn't get on his back.
Okay.
But
That's
he could probably carry you, like with his hand.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to take me to the pigs, I can definitely talk to them and try to get them to come back.
And as you say that, he kind of turns and looks at you, and you just see him. He's holding this, like, it looks like a toothpick in his hands, but it is one of the posts for the pig pen. And he just, like, pushes it down on the ground, like, effortlessly. Just,
Okay, he can do that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Can you help us really quick get the rest of these up so we can keep the pigs here?
Sure.
That's great.
He kind of grabs them and just, and it's just, like, effortless. He's, like, walking around. Kadie, are you outside at this point watching him do that?
Yeah.
You see, he has this like jovial expression. Like he is so excited to be doing something that is making people happy, not making them scared or pass out. But you get that feeling from him that like he feels like he's helping. So he's like, this is great. I'm helping. Going around pushing the post in.
Damn it. I love him.
Alfred, thank you so much. You don't need to carry me. I can show me where they are, and I can.
Sure. They're only like 50 or 60 feet in, but follow me. I'll go up and and then so as they take off, and Alfred goes up over the trees, and Aegard's walking on the ground. You see Alfred try to keep pace with him, but you can hear him. He's like, "Okay, keep going. Look out. That's tall tree. I know you're tall. Watch your head. There's lots of branches for that one." And you just hear him like trying to talk you through it and trying to talk through the path. And he's like, "Nope, to your right. And you guys are going through. Super annoying, but very like upbeat.
It's very helpful. Yeah. And again, Aegard is loves that he's hearing Sylvan.
That he would
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is 100% Sylvan that
Yeah.
he's talking about the route.
Because his grandfather taught him Sylvan.
Jesus Christ.
It doesn't take you guys long. It takes you a couple minutes to find where the group of the 4 pigs were that were left.
Okay, as we approach the pigs, I do the speech and hey.
So you're able to calm them down and get them to go. And
let's
with you
go.
and
We
Alfred.
didn't have any bacon this morning. Let's go.
Ew. I'm going to slaughter the pigs.
And you see Alfred like lands behind them, and he's like, and winks at you, and then goes invisible, and then you're just here behind him, and they just kind of like turn and scoot towards you, and yeah, you can hear him.
Smacks one on the ass.
You do. You hear them all starting and then they take off after Aegard.
Aegard basically starts running. He like, follow me. So let's get back fast.
And then they get back, and you guys you hear this, and then you see Alfred reappear kind of at the edge of the.
Is Brilla
trees.
dead?
No, she's
Just still
inside.
passed out? That's not healthy.
No, she passed out. You
She
guys
has
got her
some
up
calming
against the,
tea, too.
the
Okay.
house.
It's the calm.
She smoked the calming tea leaves.
Yeah, right.
She had a little too much.
So she kind of comes to.
Yeah.
She sees you leading the pigs.
Huh?
Hears this thud, and all of a sudden Alfred reappears, and she's like, "Oh," and that kind of takes a deep breath, and she's like, "So is that the good one?" Oh, okay.
He actually seems very nice.
See the work he did on your pen?
Yeah, he did that really quick.
Like maybe 2 minutes it took him to put that up.
As you guys are having this conversation, you just see Alfred. He's like, just standing back there by the forest, just waving.
He's
and
like a damn puppy.
Hi. Hey guys, I'm sorry I scared you. Brilla's like, so how long has he been here?
Just not very long.
Okay.
I'm sure we can ask him more.
When you were
details.
gone, apparently the wizards returned and to either scare away or kill your livestock. And Alfred was actually able to scare them enough to where they fled into the woods to where the wizards could not get them. So he has been of help.
Yeah. And then you just hear, like in common from way, sorry about the barn door too. I didn't mean to break that. The pen and the barn door were an accident. They weren't intentional. The wizards did the pen. And you just like see Alfred's like sitting like super guilty, but trying to blame it.
Alfred, why don't you go see if you can fix the barn door too? You did a really great job on the pen.
I can try, but
Just try. It's okay.
I will help. Maybe you can hold the door and I can... Brilla, do you have tools we can use? A hammer of some sort and...
yes, give me one moment. And she walks into the house, and Alfred's like, I can hold it, but those are tiny things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that.
And she comes back, and Brilla's like, hands Aegard a couple other nails and like a hammer. And Alfred kind of sitting there, and he's like, again, I'm really sorry. I was just trying to get the tiny little stones.
Yep.
Oh, I really wish I didn't let them see those now, but we're going to get them all back.
We'll get 'em.
And I'm really sorry.
Of course.
And kind of pulls out a bag, and he's like, so do you guys have those other two?
Not right now.
No, not right now. Okay.
But
okay.
we will very soon, okay?
Cool.
And when he says that, because he's been a little insistent, and I think I can read him pretty well, I just want to roll insight on, his motives.
Yeah.
19.
It's his family's
Yeah.
stuff. It's part of their hoard.
Right.
He calls it a stash.
I
but
figured his insistence was his enthusiasm kind of built over and over again, but
that, and he wants to get them back as quickly as possible because, to his knowledge, his parents and nobody know that they were taken because they really haven't been taken for that long,
right.
time-wise, at least in his mind. But you know how Fae works.
So if you could hold the door for me, please.
Yep. And so he kind of...
And I match things up and nail it in. And
So while they're doing that, putting the door together, we'll say Ibron, Kadie, and Brilla are able to get kind of the cross beams and the pen put up as that's going on for most of it. Alfred comes over and kind of helps pick them up and hold them in place as you guys put it all together. And he kind of goes, I just want to say that, like, I was always heard stories that people are like really mean to dragons here, but you five are really nice, and I appreciate the fact that you like didn't try to murder me like I keep hearing all these stories of, and that was really cool of you. Well, to the four of you, because Brakka's not here right now.
I mean, most people would react poorly to seeing a dragon, so.
I feel bad because like I feel like these stones are my fault. I feel like I let them see them, they took them, they came here, and now they're doing bad things, and like I feel a little responsible. I just tried to trust the good in everybody,
Alfred,
and here we are.
would you like some calming tea?
I've never had it.
I mean, you should try it.
maybe. Can we get the stones first?
Okay.
There's just a few more left. 11-ish. Exactly. Right, because you guys have 2?
Correct.
Understandable.
So, where is Brakka?
He went behind the house.
Ooh. I really hope I didn't scare him while I was trying to get the pigs.
Oh.
I didn't see him.
I'm sure he's okay. I mean, he just needed to collect himself a little bit. So we'll go. I'll go get him, and I'll walk that way. Oh shit!
So Brakka, while you were out walking, he was near you. You heard him because he was speaking in Sylvan and Draconic, talking to the pigs, trying to get them to move and like scare them into areas before he talked to Aegard and they went to go find them again. You actually heard him catch the third one. That was the one that he was returning when Brilla passed out, and he was like 20 feet away from you. I don't know how Brakka would react, but
he would just pretend that dragon doesn't exist and he's just asleep right now.
you definitely did see a pig float through the air, though.
Yeah.
Brakka is
like-
back at Port Savorsa looking for a ship.
His tiny little legs took him all the way back.
Yeah, you kind of heard it, and I rolled a natural 1 for if it was near you, so it was right by you, and you kind of heard that Draconic and Sylvan talk. Then all of a sudden you saw a pig just get like picked up and float up above the trees and disappear out of the forest.
Out of all the things, Brakka would have definitely been like just very just tilting his head like a few times looking at it.
Man, what the fuck's in that tea?
And you just heard like, here, piggy, come on, piggy, we'll get you home. You're okay. We'll get you home. You're okay.
It's a singing dragon.
Well, he's not very good at it.
I went to go try to find Brakka and see if I can lure him back.
I rolled a 2 for his performance. He's not good at all at singing. Brakka, make a stealth check if you're trying to stay hidden. If you're trying to hide from everybody, make a stealth check.
Well, I did, but I guess not really. I mean, if so, I rolled a 14, but I mean, he's not really trying to like hide on purpose.
And
like,
you're looking for him.
Yeah.
You know the direction he went, so I'd say it's just like a straight either investigation or perception, whichever one's better for you.
Oh, that's a 19 on the die.
And you are able to find him. You kind of walk into the forest at first, and then you see his tracks, and you're able to kind of follow his tracks. You get within, I'd say, 50 to 60 feet of him, and you can see Brakka. He has his back to you. He's sitting down, messing with stuff.
Oh.
he's just gonna use his alchemy jug and get 8 ounces of acid, so that'll fill 2 vials.
Oh my.
Okay.
Brakka? So Alfred, I met him again, and he was actually very helpful with like building the pen, and it's really hard not to like him. So he does need the stones that we collected. So if you are able to come back with me, then we can go give them to him, or if I'm able to take your bag just so that maybe Aegard can get them out, but he just needs them back in his little stash thing.
Why do you trust him so easily? What did he say?
think it was just, how much he enjoyed being helpful. And Aegard seems to trust him, and Aegard's been a really good friend to us this whole time, and even if he doesn't always, I guess, check characters, he seems like he's got a pretty good sense of people, mostly. I don't see any reason not to trust Aegard, at least.
Well, I 100% trust Aegard. That's not the problem, though. Aegard, from what I've seen of him, is an interesting person. I mean, I don't have a reason to distrust him yet. But, this dragon just appeared out of nowhere right after we dealt with a hag that had this crystal gem, whatever you want to say.
Well,
and
so...
is wanting them back because he claims it's a part of his parents' hoard.
Yeah.
Or I don't know that last part.
So apparently... All right, he doesn't seem like he's all the way there. He seems like he's pretty, young and doesn't understand everything. And he apparently was just showing these stones to these wizards that they tricked us too. So apparently they tricked him and got these stones and stole them away from him. And maybe he doesn't understand what their power is, but maybe the wizards or hags or whatever they were did understand what they were. So that's why they stole them to begin with. And now he's just trying to get them back to put him back in his stash in the Fae Wild. So I think that's reasonable if he doesn't want them to be on this plane, since they don't seem to be well here.
That's the story he's told everyone.
Yeah, that's what he's informed us at this time, and he's been consistent with that, from my knowledge.
Okay. Well, again, I don't distrust Aegard and his judgment. It's just there are things that can be very, very good at being deceitful. Yeah. And I feel like this is one of them.
Well, why don't you come and meet him?
And I did.
Well, willingly. I don't think last time you were really willing to meet him, which is understandable. Aegard, we know he's a prankster, but he didn't understand the extent of that one.
While Brakka was over here as well, he was transferring items out of his bag of holding.
Okay.
To his backpack. And he was leaving his potions, all that stuff, and he was leaving just basic stuff he's not going to use, like weapons, stuff like that. And
What'd you do with the book?
Yeah. The book's on me for now.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And Brakka, nah.
No, you can't take it back now.
The book's going to be on me. And he's just leaving the crystals in there and other basic stuff that he had in there. And he's just gonna, or he's actually just gonna pull out a dagger and just hold it near the bag of holding and just say, okay, let's go meet him.
Okay. Now I'll be right here the whole time. If you want to be on my shoulders, you can, or you can be behind me. You don't have to be right there in front of him directly.
It's okay.
Okay. All right, well, let's go.
So Brakka and Kadie make their way through the forest back to the farm. Brakka, you notice as you guys get back, Alfred is still kind of helping with the pen and the barn door, and you see him kind of at the pen door kind of messing with it with his claw. As you look, he's using his left hand, and you see that there are 3 with a thumb There's 3 fingers with his thumb. So he is probably the one that you have seen leave the marks. You're pretty sure about that.
Okay. Brakka will still be like a little shaky at first, but will quickly like focus up since he feels like he needs to be as focused as possible to meet this thing.
And so he looks up. No, he doesn't. He's playing with the door to that pen, just
Making Aegard's job more.
as it kind of like squeaks. He's like, "Ooh, Aegard, hit this again." And you kind of tap it down, and it stops squeaking for a second, and then all of a sudden you're, he's like, "No, it needs a little bit lower, a little bit lower." And he just keeps sitting there playing with the door until there's no squeak as it opens, and then he kind of just gently lets it go, and it latches closed, kind of wiggles it. He's like, "Look at that, good as new." Brilla, I'm still really sorry that the wizards broke the pen. And he kind of nods, and Brilla kind of looks at him and just gets this like kind of grin, and she's like, "They did a lot of damage. Thanks for helping fix it." But she does not believe him one bit. I rolled an 18 for her insight. She was like, okay.
Aegard, I got Brakka.
Hello, Brakka.
Brakka is looking at Alfred. He's like staring at him.
Brakka. Over here, Brakka.
He'll like slowly turn his head.
I apologize for before. I misunderstood the situation, but Alfred is here. He is our friend. He is here to help. So,
Alfred, seeing that and seeing that you're a little like nervous, he just kind of like puts his like paws out and just kind of lays kind of flat on the ground, but like looking at you, trying to get as close to like eye level as he can. And he's like, "I'm sorry for scaring you earlier. I didn't mean to." And then in Draconic you hear, truce? Like friends? Really didn't mean to scare you.
He'll say just in comment, no.
Oh, okay.
So, tell me the story of how these crystals ended up here.
See a tear kind of roll down his face as you say no, and he's like, so my family left me in charge of our stash, and they went somewhere. Not really sure why they left me, but they did. So I was supposed to make sure that nobody took anything. And they were like sweet old ladies at first, and they were so nice, and they asked to see things, and I showed them some of the stuff that we had, because we have some really cool things. Like there's some really shiny coins. There's this really cool mirror that like when you look at it,
Alfred.
yeah. Oh, so yeah, I was showing them the really cool stuff, and they had this weird interest in like stones. And so I showed them that these stones that we had, which we actually have like a big old wall of it. Like we kind of found that's where our hoard is it's underground in this area. And we have a wall made out of these stones. And as we've put stuff in there, or like my brothers and I, we used to, play fight and things like that, we would break pieces off the wall, not intentionally, but it was there, so we had them kind of in a pile, and they were asking to see them, and they kind of thumbed through them, and they took some of them, like I was telling Aegard, just a couple, like okay, it was 15 exactly. I know how many were missing, but they took 15 of the stones, and we're trying to get them back. Well, I'm trying to get them back because I don't want my family to find out, because if my family finds out, then I'll be in trouble. And I really don't want to be in trouble. I've been here for like, I don't know, not very long. But yeah.
So how many, again, did you say were missing?
15.
15 total, or 15, you need 15 more?
Total. I only need 11 more. Well, I need 13 more. But
I mean, I have them. They're in this bag, and he's just gonna
Oh.
like holding the dagger, like pat the bag with it.
well, can I have a bag too. Would you like to see it?
No, I don't care about your bag.
Oh, okay.
Brakka. There's no need to act this way.
How am I acting?
Rude.
It's right here. And he kind of points on his hip, and you just see this like black, like leather bag hanging there. He's like, it just has 2 in it.
What are your parents going to discipline you in some harsh way if you tell them? Or are you just going to be in trouble? Is that it?
I don't really know. They weren't back when I left to pick them up, so I don't really know. I don't normally get in trouble. Like, I don't really do everything they ask me, but I'm not normally on guard duty. It's usually my older brother, but he decided he wanted to go with them this time, so I got put on guard duty. And, I really liked just being able to sleep and eat. And that was all I had to do until they put me on guard duty, and then, one thing led to another. Sweet old ladies steal stuff. This is where we're going to end this week's episode. Alfred has won over most of the party and Brilla, but Brakka is still skeptical of the Faerie Dragon and his timing appearing to the party. Thank you to all of our listeners, friends, and fellow adventurers. This has been such an amazing journey so far, and we are so glad we have had people like you who choose to come along for the ride. I'm very happy to say that our small little group has officially eclipsed 1,000 all-time downloads for our podcast worldwide. Thank you for supporting us and helping us push this podcast to new heights. If you're a new listener, welcome, and please go like and subscribe to our cast Instagram accounts. Details will be provided in the episode description. If you're feeling generous, please head on over to our Patreon. The link is provided in the episode description, and you can become our newest subscriber. Some exciting new stuff will be unveiled in the coming months for our subscribers. And of course, tune in next week as we discover how Brakka responds to Alfred's story and his motives for coming to the material plane in search of these strange stones.
Is there a symbol for like the Furbolg people or something like that?
I would say what would you
Oh, I don't know.
what would your symbol be?
A big F.
Let's leave it up to you,
A big F for Furbolg.
a tree.
Fudge.
The tree of life.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
A heart. A sun.
No, it's all,
The opposite of a moon. No.
It's all bad ideas. I can't think of anything.
Okay, then she just
Whatever
can take
the
her
symbol
morning
is.
star and
You could
hack at the tree.
almost make it like your paw print, like a mark of a Furbolg, like your hand. Well, but like that with like the pads and everything on it, like so that it looks different than just a human hand.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Does anyone have like an ink pad around that I can start sticking my hand on or something?
or
I mean, was this
you
carved?
do
in?
know of the magical trees.
Could I do something with Druid? Could I do something with Druidcraft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Your flower.
could
Ooh. Oh,
You
that's
could-
perfect.
you could put your hand on the.
Yeah, not so many bad
Okay,
ideas
so
now.
You had one good one. Good. There's 20 bad ones there.
Hey, you know what? There's
We
Oh,
all,
eventually got there.
Yeah. Shoot your shot.
It's 20 different ways not
Yeah.
to market. All right, so it's positive. It's moving in the right direction. So
I like it.